Good morning. Rise and shine. Let's see if anyone joins live. I'm up early, trying to get it in, waiting on hubby to get ready so we can go take this nice walk in the park. Thanks, guys, for the support. If anyone did see it might have been the last video I posted, the short that I did with my husband. He was featured in one of my videos for the very first time, y'all. I've been doing videos for a little while. If you haven't saw the short I posted with my husband, go check it out. It's gotten a lot of views. So my husband, he's something else. He's quite hilarious. So that was one of our him being himself. And you guys see, what my other half is like. So check it out if you haven't watched that short. Um, I titled it "When Your Husband Circles the Block" or something like that. I don't know. Go check it out. But yeah, he's getting ready to join me for a walk. Usually on my walks, it's just me. But today well, let me just say that he joins me on a good number of my walks. But since I've been like recording my moments, okay. Sorry about that. I'm in front of my house. It's my internet to stay in one spot and see if that'll kind of like over the past week or so. I was in Louisiana for a family reunion, so y'all, it was so hot and I was like in the sticks, so internet was like practically almost non-existent, at least for my phone with my little T-Mobile service. But like no ma'am. So I really just kind of had to disconnect and just be one with nature. So there were like I was there for like a week. So some moments, my husband and I would get up and go for like a morning walk when we could because it was so hot. But remember, I'm away on vacation for a week. I want to still kind of get some type of exercise in. So I would, set my alarm every morning for 7:30 to get up and usually try to leave and head out for a walk around the 8 o'clock hour. And I was able to get maybe like a little more than 2 miles in just for the route because like I said, I was in the country, so I wasn't trying to just be going walking off places. Like we were like deep in the country. So but that was nice. So I did that for a couple of days, and then it's like once the festivities for the family reunion started, and that went out the window. So that was all happening before everything started because I came back from vacation and I'm like, okay, try to break some bad habits I picked up, because y'all know when you on vacation, you start doing the absolute most with how you eat. You're not getting that physical activity in like you ordinarily would maybe when you're at home, and that's fine. It's just about you reeling it back in, and that's what I'm doing. So this right here for me is about like trying to get back um, at creating a new routine. So say it's always hard to start, and that's why I wanted to still jump on here this morning to show you that even like myself, who's kind of conditioned to getting up and moving around, it still can even be hard for somebody like me to kind of get back into a routine. But start with small goals. I have a friend, Miss Veronica Farish. Follow her channel, Veronica Farish, and she's always such a motivator for me. Anytime she jumps on, I instantly feel motivated to try to do more. And I tell motivated to try to do more. And I tell her that all the time. I don't know if she understands that, but we all need someone. A lot of times in our lives, understands that, but we all need someone. A lot of times in our lives, we're the ones doing the motivating for people. And you're like, man, if I had somebody putting that kind of energy into me, sure. Okay. So I have to wipe something away. They're contributing that to menopause. So they're like, hey, my body's going through this. I'm working out, I'm running, and I can't lose weight. And I think it's because of, my menopause. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so, I just told them that a lot of it could have to do with just kind of their metabolism, and it kind of slowed down, because I do know that with age, our metabolism will slow down. So that's a whole thing right there. So I told them to kind of explore that option. And also I told them, to go ahead and get that nice little waist trainer, because I've showed y'all in previous videos, like, when I do physical workout activity, I wear a waist trainer. So for me, that's been kind of life-changing to wear a waist trainer when I do anything. Like, most of my physical fitness is going to be walking. So anytime I walk, can you hear it when I knock on it? I got a waist trainer on. And it's amazing how, like, it really works. Y'all can let me know in the comments. Let me see. Hopefully I'll be able to see this, because y'all's pretty much usually quiet when I'm on here doing these videos. But listen, the waist trainer saves lives. Like when I come out of it, I really feel snatched. Like, it's just really tightened in. So I recommend anybody definitely invest in a waist trainer. If you don't have one, just throw it on any physical activity that you're doing. Put the waist trainer on and just see how it works out for you, if it makes a difference. So that was something I told the ladies. Hey, try wearing a waist trainer. When you're doing whatever you said that you've been doing, throw that in the mix, because a lot of them are saying it's the stomach that they're still holding on to. And that's a problem area for a lot of women, is the lower stomach, the pouch. Like, one of the ladies were like, hey, what did you do for that? And I'm like, well, I didn't have that issue. And I think I don't know if I just didn't have that issue because when I was pregnant, I still worked out. I don't know. But when I would drop my load, like, y'all, I was that chick to where after 6 weeks, when it's time to go back in the office, I was looking like baby wear. Like, that was just how my body was. That was how my body was for baby 2 and 3, that is. Baby 1, no. Because baby 1, prior going into that pregnancy, I'd never worked out before. So when I got pregnant, after having a baby, I retained maybe about an extra 15 pounds. And that's when I joined the gym, because I'm like, oh, where's this weight going? It's still sitting here. There's still a belly. So that's when I got my first gym membership. So y'all, that was in 2005. And then after like a year later, I joined a company and they had gyms. So because they had gyms, what I would do, I would work out at work. So like on my lunch break, like they offered like fitness classes, y'all. It was great. Like, it was talking about convenience. So on my lunch break, I would take the class. I would do the Pilates class, the kickboxing class, whatever the class was. And class usually was maybe about 30-45 minutes, but I would have enough time to like shower and everything and get back to work. So I did that for the 5 years I think I worked there. So I had my last 2 kids working there. So even while I was pregnant, like, I was always doing that. So after having the baby, like, my body would kind of, I talk about on here muscle memory. It's like, as soon as I have the baby, like, my body would like, okay, let's go back to normal, and things will just start going back into place. And the nurses would notice that even after I've had the baby. They'll be like, oh, okay, I can feel your stomach muscles. Things are starting to kind of go back into place. But I knew it was because I worked out. So that was something I did differently with baby number 2 and 3. So no pouch, never had the pouch. I've seen people have pouches, even people who are smaller than me. I have a sister, she's smaller than me, but I noticed that, even though she'd get smaller else in her stomach area, it didn't quite look like mine's as far as the flatness. But she's never been one to really work out. She was just always naturally small. So that's why even if you are a naturally small person, sometimes there's still areas on our body that we can still tighten up, and that's where we still got to put the work in. So it comes down to like, how do you aesthetically want to look? Me, I just want to look tight. So that's always my thing. I'm on an operation right now. Like I said, I'm Operation Get Right. Just got back from a family reunion. I was like, hey, I want to shed like 5 pounds, and I'm like down 2 since I hadn't, made that goal. So it's just little small goals, whatever it takes, to have you to get to, where you want to go. But you just got to start somewhere. So today I was like, well, let me hit the button, go live, and show you that the girl's we're starting today. Well, I take that back. I didn't just start today. I turned on the live button for today, but I had been kind of walking, and it's been so hot. Even at night, at 8 or 7:30 at night, it's still been like 90-degree weather. It's still been 90-degree weather where I am in Georgia. So it's like, you just got to get out there and do it. But like I say, I mean, to me, sweating is a good thing because it lets me know that, okay, I'm shedding, something's working. Yeah. So sweating's a good thing, but I know people who are like, oh, I don't like to work out because I don't like to sweat. It's like, girl, like, how you think the weight gonna go anywhere? And anybody who says those things, like, noticeably they have weight to lose. Like, ain't never no small person that say that. So listen, you gotta move, you gotta take action. What they say, faith with no works. So I'm all about. You forgot something?
My tires low.
Okay.
I can't pump it up.
Okay.
To your car.
Okay, I thought we were probably gonna take my car anyway. So yeah, like you have to like put in action, put in work for anything that you do. So I like to be a motivator. So at the family reunion, I was able to motivate the ladies to be like, yo, do this, look into this. Because I also came across this really good book, and it just talks about, even with like, with the black people, us, how our bodies operate differently, and how, remedies for other cultural groups for certain medical conditions may be different for us. So I kind of get the name of that book and share with you all. But I'm like, you have to explore, what's going on with you. Don't just kind of sit in it. If you feel like, okay, something's not right, like, go and look into that. Like, y'all, it's the craziest thing. Like, one of the, cousins-in-laws, she was just talking about like how she went through some condition and she was like bleeding every day for like 6 weeks. And sis said she didn't even go to the doctor to check it out because she was like, listen, I got a bunch of, I think she just didn't feel like going and, dealing with whatever pertaining to her, and we can't be that way, because you still got to take care of yourself or whatever. And she ended up having to have like these surgeries and stuff like that to get herself together. But I just didn't like to hear that she kind of waited so long to figure out what was going on with her. So, but she's good now. Like, sister had probably about 2-3 more kids since then. Listen, they up to 6. They up to 6 kids right now. So she ended up, getting together after she went to the doctor, figured out what was going on with her. I think she said she got pregnant a couple of weeks later. So whatever was going on, she dealt with it, and she got back on track and started having all them babies. So she says she done now, y'all. So I don't know, y'all. But that's what I'm saying. We got to take care of ourselves, prioritize that. And yeah, that's what we got to do. Get motivated, find somebody to motivate us, find a team. And if your team I, team self, that's good too. Because sometimes it be that way. You don't have anybody. You don't have anybody to do things with, and that's fine. So many of us don't do anything because it's like, I ain't got nobody to do it with. Okay, like, y'all been saying this forever. Or don't have nobody, and it's like, oh, I don't want to go out by myself, so it's like they don't even want to go out by themselves just to like meet someone. So it's just like, get used to being by yourself with doing things, because like most of your life, I feel like, is gonna be like you trying to make stuff happen like by yourself. I mean, if you're married, you got your partner, but still you gotta be okay with doing things by yourself. Like, it's okay. It's okay. That's how we become great. Because typically, I don't think it's possible you can become great with like somebody. Like, that thing it happens. That's an individual journey. That's an individual journey, in my opinion. So become okay with That's already happened. It's probably, let's see what's the temperature now. I know the high today is like in the 90s. So it's going to be hot out there, but that's okay because I'm going to get out there. I'm going to get it. Remember, I got my little small goal. Hopefully today you'll have a small goal like today, or by the time this live ends, you will have identified a small goal. Because we're getting it in. Yep, we're getting in. We're heading to the park, y'all. And afterwards, I might grab a smoothie. So usually what I do, like, if I'm walking or I'm out and I venture out of my neighborhood, after I walk, I'll get something refreshing. A lot of times it might be like a smoothie, um, or if I want a full meal, I might, get a sandwich or something like that. So just something, light, something to cool down or whatever. So, yep, we're headed to the park. What are you all doing today? Yes, I really need to figure out. So my friend was trying to contact me to tell me that my video was showing private. She couldn't access it. But like I said, when I go live on here, it does. I don't know. It's for some reason it makes my videos go private, and then I have to change it like after it posts. I don't understand why, but I'm just trying to be great. I'm just trying. I do what I can. I do the best I can. That's what I tell the kids. When they start bucking and I'm trying to convince them, look, we gonna go this way. They're like, nah, I'm like, I just try to be great. Like, I mean, I just try to do the best I can. That is all I can do is do the best I can. And y'all know how that is. Sometimes your best just feel like you just want to go back to bed. Y'all know how it is. You got kids. It's like, listen, child, work with me. So going out, doing a walk, that's, helps give me also mental clarity to kind of regroup, get myself back together and get back on track after doing a bunch of other things and wife, mom, work, like content create, like your girl got a lot going on. I've always had a lot going on. So I tried my best to try to control those things. These days, my consistency mainly is more so common is me working on just covering my journey, my fitness journey, as far as what I'm doing, because I just want to try to capture it so I can share with people, because people do ask questions a lot, and it's just like it's easier to maybe capture these things, and I'm like, hey, go watch my YouTube video on this, follow me, and then you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So, it helps me out, a lot right there with if I kind of have something to kind of reference into. And they're like, oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. So that's why I'm here. So y'all, please make sure you're liking, you like, share, subscribe. Want to get an algorithm. Again, like I said, thanks for watching the short that I have out there with me and my hubby. That was a nice little cute little video. So people enjoyed that. Go check that out. It's probably like the last one that I posted. Yeah, so got a lot of views. People enjoyed that one. So maybe see how today goes. If we do something together today. But he's coming along with me. We're going to the park. I have company today. But it's okay, like I said, if you don't have company, that's okay too. But I got company today. So if you hear me talking to anybody in the background, that's who I am with. Um, so what are you guys doing today? What are you motivated to do today? What are you doing different today? Are you letting this heat stop you? Because it seems like in all parts of the world, or at least in the USA, it's just hot everywhere. So you just kind of gotta, I guess you just gotta move with it, right? Like, because if we were like, oh, okay, I'm just not gonna do nothing because it's hot, so it's too hot, like, you ain't gonna accomplish anything. So we have to adjust. You just have to adjust, right? You can't just say, oh, okay, I'm gonna adjust. So one way is to get up early and go walking before it hits the height of the day. So that's one way. Or you can go like in y'all low-key, I'd never heard of it until Jamie Foxx ended up in the hospital, and then somehow pickleball was around. I don't know why, how pickleball got back into his situation. If they saying, oh, okay, after he got, I guess they were saying after he got the hospital, he went and was playing pickleball. I don't know. I had never heard of that. I'm like, what is that? Like, is that sport that other people be playing that we don't play because we ain't no basketball? Y'all know we got our we got our baseball, basketball, football. Y'all know we're basic with the sport. We dabbed into tennis, but pickleball, like that was a new one for me. So I'm like, okay, well, what is that? And then it's like after that, I was just like hearing it a lot. So in my neighborhood, like we have tennis courts that nobody ever uses. So we had maybe like 4 of them, and they turned like 2 of them into like pickleball courts. So yesterday it was like a lot of people in my neighborhood playing pickleball. So I want to explore that. I guess I don't know. So I want to try to explore that to see, to switch it up. But again, it's just trying to stay active, keep moving. That's the goal. Like you just gotta move. You gotta move because if you don't move, like your body starts feeling it, your muscles start tightening. All kinds of stuff happens, y'all, when you just sit. So you gotta exercise those muscles. So walking is a great low impact way to do that. And so that's what I choose to do. So I'm like, maybe I'll kind of step it up and add something else into it over the years. Things I have done in addition to walking, I've done kickball. I've been on a kickball team before, and softball. Done softball through years ago through my church. We got a softball team. So and my husband and I did that together. So like it's great. So if you do, have a partner and you can find opportunities to kind of do things together, that's great. It's a great way to kind of bond with one another and just another way to get connected. I think that's a great way that can help with relationships if you can find something outside like your daily routine with, handling day-to-day responsibilities of life, but something fun that you guys can kind of do together. That's great. So pickleball, that's something that we're kind of both looking into trying to do that together. So I tasked him for looking into the paddles because I guess you gotta have these special paddles. I think the kids are small. You probably just got the paddles and the ball. Like it seemed like it's nothing like it's too deep. So we just gotta get it. But that's what we're just exploring, and I'm sure if I'm consistent like I'm supposed to, I'll end up, showing you guys, what that is gonna look like or what it looks like when I start doing it. So yeah, so I'm in the park. Turn the camera around. So we just made it to the park. Gonna find some place to park, and y'all, we gonna get out here and get it. We're gonna walk around. I'm not sure how many miles it is, but doing a full circle walk around at this park. But normally in my neighborhood, it's a little more than 3 miles. So I already kind of know, like, okay, if I walk here, it takes this long. If I walk over there, so we'll have to time it. I'll put my little snazzy, turn my Fitbit stepper on to count. So I like to do that. It's accountability. If you don't have a watch that can do that for you, I suggest you get one because it's great to kind of know where you are with certain things pertaining to your fitness. So the Apple Watch that can help you stay on track with how many steps you've taken for the day. Y'all, I'm trying to have that. Don't say guys because that's masculine. You're talking to women too. So you just tell everything. It's like I say, you say, okay, don't say good morning. Say grand rising. Like, y'all, it's too much. I'm just like, I'm just live. It's 90 degrees weather. Listen, I'm trying to live and walk a few steps like that. So I'm gonna sit my phone down. I need to put my fanny pack on, and I'm gonna put my hat on. So try to. Thank you. Y'all ever use these wet towels? Y'all been going out walking every day, and then I'll forget to bring something to wipe my sweat because y'all, I don't recall in the past years when I go walking, that wasn't something I ever had to still do, like have like something on hand to wipe y'all. It wasn't that deep out there when I was walking, like that weather wasn't like that. Now it's just like I gotta have a whole damn it's hot outside kit to protect myself. I gotta have a hat, like y'all. Mama bought me this hat. I gotta wear this hat now. y'all. I got a whole care package. Never mind me. Feeling like I'm don't know how it is when like you might have somebody like, hey, they slowed me down, versus if I would have went by myself, then it's like, well, if I would have went by myself, then I wouldn't have like all this going on. So sometimes it's okay to do team solo. Okay. All right. We go. Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Y'all, we are at the park. Y'all, we finally made it. I know it was a journey. We went through 2 cars, 2 back trips to the car once we got parked. And we walking. You see, we got proof. You see, we walking. I got company today. We walking. We walking it out. So I was like, oh, walk it out. Need a background music to show walking it out. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So yeah, it's different walking in the park. You walk past people. Hey, good morning, good morning. In my neighborhood, your girl be out there by herself. I see somebody every now and then. So yeah, I was gonna ask, did any of you see the clip with Megan Good? You guys, any of you guys see her new movie that she has out called Divorce in the Black, I think? I watched that last night on Prime. So if you have Prime membership, good morning. If you have Prime membership, you can watch it for free. So we were watching it, and my husband's like, look, she produced it. So I knew it was a Tyler Perry film, but I didn't know that she, I guess, was a producer on it. So it's his film, but she also is a producer on there. So that's great. But so we watched the movie, thought it was a nice, cute movie. I liked it. But then before I went to bed, I seen that Michael Ealy was trending, and he was trending for apparently hugging her and lifting. Listen, y'all, he literally lifted that little lady up off her feet, had her little legs dangling. So I was listening to, a content creator. I don't know if you already listened to Angry Man. He's a content creator, but he has a large following. And he just be talking, he just be angry. So I'm like, what is he talking about? But so I saw the video, where I guess Megan and Jonathan, her boyfriend Jonathan, were someplace, and Michael walked up to greet them. So of course, you know, the initial clips that people had going around was just him just embracing Michael Ealy, embracing Megan, Megan Good, and not acknowledging Jonathan Majors. But as I went out to do my own research, as I encourage you all to do, then I saw, I guess, the complete video that was out there that showed him interacting with Jonathan Majors first and then Megan. So it's like, okay, well, that's better. But at the same time, the way he damn lifted that woman up off of... So y'all know I'm married. So, you know, when he lifted that little woman up off her feet, all I could think about is the husband I got. And if that went down in his presence, y'all, like, you know how you know who you dealing with, and you already know how yours will cut the food if something like that happened. So it was the feet dangling in the air like they was in a movie Far Away or something. And Jonathan just standing there just looking crazy, trying to find his lip gloss and get his glasses together. Y'all, yeah. It wasn't a good look, and it was just unfortunate that, to me, that trended more than her movie, I feel. Because if you type in Megan Good, you're going to see her defending that versus anything pertaining to her movie, which happened to be, at the time when I was watching it last night, was #2 in the US. It was saying her movie was #2. So I don't know what was the #1 movie, and I'm assuming this was going off of whatever on Prime, because it just said, I don't really too often watch movies on Prime. I'm usually watching them on Netflix. But it said that it was the #2 movie in the US. So that was cute. That was good. But it's unfortunate that this situation with, you know, Michael just kind of overshadowed it. But yeah, it was awkward. It was awkward. So I was telling my husband that it reminded me of a story, y'all, story time, when I was dating him. I don't even think he and I were married. I think we were dating. And I ran into a coworker. And I hadn't seen this coworker. It was a male coworker, y'all. And I hadn't seen him in a long time. So when I saw him, I got excited. Now, y'all, so background. My husband is 11 years older than me. So at that time, I was in like my early 20s. So I was maybe like 22, 21. Y'all, I know. So I seen the male coworker who was, you know, older than me. So he probably was like more so around my husband's age. So I got excited because we were on the same team. Like, he was cool. Like, he treated me like little sis. Y'all, I seen that man and I got excited and I'm like, hey. And I went in to hug and embrace him. And the look that the guy, the friend who I embraced, y'all, he had this terrified look on his face. Like, you ever see, like, they show in a movie where, like, somebody's, like, everything is just in their eyes. Like, I just remember his eyes just wandering, and they were just, and in hindsight, I'm like, this fool was like, I know this girl is not hugging me in front of her man who damn knocked me. Like, I think he started putting himself in the situation of my husband, who was then at the time like my boyfriend at the time. So I think he knew that it had to have been like it was like an awkward situation, because it's just like, okay, I'm hugging on this woman, this attractive woman, and then she with her man. Like, y'all, this is what the eyes was saying. But my goofy self, I'm just, hey, you know, I'm just excited. And my husband said he doesn't remember the story, remember that happening. But I remember that happening because I'm like, why is he, I think his name was Eric. I'm like, why Eric looking like that? Like, it was all in his eyes. And and when I think about it, it was just that he felt awkward because I was embracing him and I'm with another man. So he was like, he knows, I guess, with men code, bruh code. So just like going back to Michael Ealy and Jonathan Majors, Jonathan had a look on his face as though like, okay, Ealy, you like doing too much. Like, you're violating code. So y'all guys, you can tell me, like, is that there's a thing? Because I'm pretty sure if a woman came in being all extra doing all that with Jonathan while Megan was there, she would have felt some type of way. So I know I would have. So I mean, to me, I think his emotions and how he responded was like right on point. So, honey, what do you think? What do you, like? like, do you think? Do you? What do you think?
I just know what I would have did. That's all I can speak on.
Like, so it's just like all these guys are like, no, like he was just doing too much, and
Put my wife down.
like for somebody to have to say, put my wife down. Like, don't that sound crazy, y'all? Put my wife down, please. But here's the thing, to be able to be somebody that can be picked up for somebody to say, put you down. So that part, that's why we out here walking. Because everybody's feet can't be dangling in the air. So for those of you who feet can't be dangling in the air just yet, that's okay. We're going to get on this walking grind. So your feet too can be dangling in the air. But by the one you with, not Michael Ealy. Okay. Not Michael Ealy, but have you, yeah, or husband said the ex co-worker. Your feet can't be dangling in the air by ex co-worker. Because y'all, this ex co-worker was tall too. So my feet could have easily been dangling in the air. He was tall. He was even taller than my husband. But y'all, it's crazy. But I mean, this just goes to show how sometimes we'll just get caught up in our own world where I like to say, read the room. We're not reading the room to assess the situation. So, you know, you got to read the room and assess the situation and be like, okay, what's really going on here? And it looks like Megan didn't do that. It was like an afterthought to her, like, oh, snap. When she saw the look on her man's face, it's like, oh, see, I guess that was a bit much. And so, like I'm saying, I'm telling you this story of my situation. And it was an afterthought. And, you know, how now I can, like, this was like 20 years ago. And I can be like, okay, I see what happened there. I didn't know any better. Like, I wouldn't do something like that today. But
I think not.
okay, y'all, we got peanut gallery here today. So I wouldn't do nothing like that today. But back then, it's like, and it just looks like Megan was just caught up. So, you know, I know her and Michael have done movies and things together. And I'm not going to even go as far as to say they ever had anything together, but I know he's been married. And when I looked up, he's married. Michael Ealy's been married since 2012. So I know they've done movies together since he's been married. Like, I know at least one movie they did together since he's been married. So I'm going to say, you know, they've had an appropriate type relationship, but he was just somebody who she just, you know, had good vibes with. And in that moment, you know, she showed it. And you know, it's just what they say is now what you do, how you do it. So it was a bit much, but that man did come and literally pick her up off the ground. The look on her face, she was for many feet. What is that? Angry Man said she was smiling with her eyes. Y'all know what Tyra Banks would say on Top Model, smile with your eyes.
They got lost in the phone.
Oh my God. So, and then Angry Man had I Love Me Some Him by Tony Braxton playing in the background. Y'all, it was hilarious. I'm like, why Angry Man, you about to make Jonathan go bust and think he in Creed again. So, y'all, ladies, sometimes you got to look out for your man and to keep him outside of jail. Like, you got to, like, I know, hello, good morning. It's like, I know who I'm working with, and I'm trying to keep him out of jail. So I'm going to do all that I can do to stay on my best behavior, to keep everybody free and everybody heart beating. You know, everybody had their limbs. Like, you know, you got to think, you got to think for the whole family because you don't need, you know, somebody just, no. So that's that on that. But yeah, if you haven't seen the clip, all you can do is just put Google and type in Megan Good or Michael Ealy, and y'all, I promise you, like, the first thing that's gonna come up is like Megan trying to do, you know, they're trying to do damage control. I hadn't heard Michael or Jonathan, you know, as of last night, have any comments to say pertaining to the matter, but Megan did, and she's just like, she just felt like people was just doing the most and blowing it out of proportion. And but yeah, it is what it is. So like that is overshadowing her movie because I feel like it was a good movie.
Pretty good.
Very good movie. We enjoyed it. She did a good job. She did produce it. Did you guys see her interview with Shannon Sharp? That's a good interview too. If you haven't saw that, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched the whole thing because I don't think I watched the whole. No, I didn't finish it, but I watched like at least half of it because I think it was maybe like 2 hours long, a good amount of it. But she has a really good story, you know, very down to earth, pretty girl, but still kind of like a rider. So she's one of those girls to where, like, I look at myself like that too, to where, you know, we look a certain way, but we still got this other side. You still got kind of like this age. You look soft and stuff like that. You small, pretty. But look, don't start none, won't be none. So that's that energy that Megan's on, you know, coming from LA. She said her father was a LAPD. So that was an interesting fun fact. I didn't know that. But yeah, like, you know, she's been working in the industry, I think since she was 4. So she's been around for a long time, but I don't know. So I heard that night with her and Jonathan following the hug with her feet dangling in the air. I'm sure that
There was
it
some conversation.
it was some conversations. It was intense. It was her kind of doing some apologizing, and you know, I'm gonna say, you know, they probably better now. You know, time has gone. I don't even know exactly that event took place where he kind of swept her. You know, when that all that happened. Um,
Stay connected.
Looks like it stopped recording. It may have stopped. Let me see.